Welcome to the Real Estate and Business feature of Home Sweet Home, the banner program of Vegas Life TV. I'm Melody Mojica and I'm enjoying our set right here at the V8 TV studio and event center.
And I'm Mark Bowman. There's no doubt that Las Vegas is the wedding capital of the world. Each year more than 100,000 people get married in Las Vegas, where ceremonies can even take place at a drive-thru. On the other hand, it's also became the nation's divorce capital.
Yes, and here with us today is the Honorable Family Court Judge Cheryl Moss from the 8th Judicial District Court to share with us what she's seeing through her courts. Thank you for being here, Judge.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
Welcome. Tell us how long you've been a court judge and what it is that you do.
Well, I've been a family court judge since 2001, and it's now 2014, so I'm in my 14th year as a judge. And I love what I do in family court. It's sometimes very difficult cases, but I am the first judge to implement problem gambling assessments in child custody cases because I have a knowledge and a specialty on addictions and gambling disorders. In 2007, I'm the first and only judge to graduate from Metro's CIT program, Crisis Intervention Training Program. And in 2011, I was voted, I received an award for the 100 most influential Filipino women in the U.S. And my highlight is, after 14 years, I'm recognized as maybe one of two judges as a national expert on problem gambling and courts.
Wonderful.
Interesting story.
Thank you.
Judge Moss, tell us exactly how many, or approximately how many cases you see on a monthly basis.
Well, on average, in our family court alone, and that doesn't include civil or criminal court, in family court alone, I think there's over 160,000 cases filed. There are 20 family court judges, district court judges. I'm one of those 20, and 15 of those are doing the divorce, custody cases, child support. 3 of them are doing abuse and neglect when the kids get taken away from the parents. And 1 is doing juvenile delinquency. Okay, so as my department, I sit in Department I have at any given time maybe 1,500 plus active cases going on. This is the way I kind of put it. I'll close 1 case today and 3 new ones will be filed today. And depending, every case has different facts, so depending on the complexity or the simplicity of the issues will depend on how long the case is going to get through the system.
Sure. And you may have answered partially in your last comment, but what are your most difficult cases?
I would think the children, because those cases are very emotionally charged. I have to deal with parents who are going through not only divorce, but they're fighting about their children. And it can be very high drama, very high conflict, and you kind of have to handle that with, firmness, being fair, but also keeping control in the courtroom.
And those kids are so innocent. They're caught in the middle. I feel so bad for the kids.
Well, that's what I think my job is to focus on the best interest of the children. Not necessarily what mom wants or what dad wants, but focusing on what's best for the child.
That's true. Very, very true. Is there any program out there that the families can go to, especially and how to cope with divorce, how to cope with their children going through divorce? Is there anything out there right now?
Well, in the 14 years that I've been a judge, out of 52 judges in Clark County, my seniority rank is probably going to be number 5. That's how long I've been on the bench, and I've seen a lot of changes over the years in family court. We are much more high-tech now. We have a lot more resources and programs. Again, I was one of the judges to get gambling assessments, just like drug assessments.
Okay.
The parents can go, we have mandatory parenting classes they must attend in order to be granted a divorce or a custody decree. So that's they can take it online now. Before we used to not, they have to go to the live class. And we have a website, our family court has a website where everything is just, all the information is on there about getting forms and explaining how the process works, and instructions and resources.
What advice could you give them for preparing, or what's the best advice you could give them?
The best advice is to probably save money and try to work together and co-parent as parents and do what's best for your children. I mean, the last thing I want to do is, have a judge make their decisions about their parenting, because that's a very important issue in their family life. And if they can get together and set aside their differences, no matter what, and act together in the best interest of the children. And it's good for the children to see that their parents are working together. They will save time, they will save attorneys' fees, and they will keep their case out of the courtroom. And I advocate for that.
Judge Moss, are the audience, are they able to contact you directly as a judge, or do they need to go through their attorneys if they just have any kind of general questions? How does that work?
Generally speaking, you can't contact a judge. In certain instances, attorneys can contact a judge's office and talk to the staff if they want to go know what's going on with a case, just checking on a court date or seeing if paper has been received. But most people who don't have attorneys, they can go to the Clark County Courts.us. That is our court's website, and there's a special section for family court. There's also a self-help center in there. There's a library of forms. And in fact, we posted on YouTube now.
Oh my gosh.
Several judges volunteered to do additional helpful tips. That's my section. And there's other ones, how to file your paperwork. So they do it in Spanish, they do it in English. And that's our way of giving back to the community, to make it easier for them to get through the system, have access to justice, and find all the resources all in one spot in the internet.
That's wonderful. That's great. So Judge Moss, is there anything that you can give any advice at all that you can give our audience out there, just in a general advice as a judge?
Well, my advice, especially as to parents, is that you only have a short time frame with your children. In Nevada, a child emancipates as an adult legally at the age of 18. So if you have very young children and you're going to court, think of it as a short time frame. And every parent knows that. The kids grow up fast, and they deserve a happy childhood, and need to give it their best shot as parents. So think of it as a limited time period.
Wow, very good. Very good advice. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on
Okay,
today.
thank you, Mark.
If you are in the real estate industry, a local business owner, or if you know any individuals living in Las Vegas that have made a difference in our community, we want to share their accomplishments with you. Have them send us their bio and what they've done or are doing to improve the lives of the locals via email to homesweethome@VegasTV.us, and we'll invite them for an interview on our show.
Yes, and when it comes to real estate, Melody and I can answer your question. So if you or anyone you know needs our assistance in property management, buying or selling your home, we have the proven track record and the experience to help you. We've helped many of our viewers already, so call us now at 702-721-7474. This is Mark Bowman.
And I'm Melody Mojica, providing you with local business information to keep your business alive and making your house a home sweet home. Don't go away. Lifestyle with Shannon Yang is up next.